Hi, I have a question for you. Do you want to learn how to make full stack applications in an overly saturated field like software engineering? Do you want to spend countless hours programming with the probability of making money nearly to zero? Lucky for you guys, I'm about to start a series on how to create full stack applications with FastAPI and Next.js. The reason why I'm doing this course are the following. The first and the most important reason I am bored. I think this is a good opportunity to learn how to edit videos and learn programming from others. And lastly, I want to help self-taught programmers about how to manually deploy applications and software architecture that they probably haven't learned from any other YouTube videos. I have done some courses in Udemy and Coursera and from other creators. But when it comes to programming and developing full stack applications, I have noticed that usually the applications are too simplistic and they don't focus on the software architecture. And at the end of the build, they are mostly using serverless environment from Next.js or from other providers, which I don't really much like. So I think it's a good opportunity to show you how it's done. Now, just a quick disclaimer, I will probably freestyle this build, so don't expect it to be a smooth ride. That is, I don't have anything to show you right now, like how other creators do. I don't have a build to do up to show you, so you need to do a leap of faith here. And I will try to do as little as editing as possible because I don't think it's just to show you how it's done, like from the development perspective, not just from the perspective of the instructor. Now I have separated this series in 4 modules. Maybe we'll do 5, we'll see. On the first one, where the pain begins, I want to set up the course expectations, which is actually what I'm doing right now. I'll do a separate video how to install Python, set up a virtual environment, and why do we need it, what's pip, how to set up the Python interpreter and the VS Code. We'll install Node and explain what NPM is. And in the final video, I'll show you how to generate an SSH key and push your code to GitHub. In the second module, which we'll start working on the backend, and actually it's here when the pain begins. Sorry about that. On the first video, I'll show you how to set up a database cluster with Docker and Postgres for a Postgres database, including the configuration for the FastAPI application. I might also show you the Alembic, which is the migration tool for Python, but we'll probably not use it on that video. We'll see. On the second video, we'll do a to-do router, the API schemas, the application DTO. We'll do the to-do service, the to-do ORM mapper, the repository, and the repository interface. Then we'll probably take a breather, explain what we did so far, because I'll be probably focus on how to build the application instead of just going step by step where we're doing things, and talk about hexagonal architecture and where we're using it. And finally, for the backend, we'll also do a simple authentication system. Now on that one, I will probably not write it from scratch. I'll do some copy paste because it's getting too repetitive for me. So I'll probably cheat my way through it. On the third module, actually it gets easier because I would consider frontend a little bit easier than the backend, at least in terms of development. Even though there's a lot of underlying stuff there, I'll try to show you some of those. On the first video, we'll discuss about the frontend, your browser, what's HTML, CSS, JavaScript, why are we using it, how it relates to React and Angular, how server-side frameworks relate to React and Angular, which one it's Next.js, and yeah, that. On the second video, I'll show you, we will set up the Next.js, Tailwind and ShadCN, and maybe give you some background information about what's a headless UI, Tailwind, what actually is it, how CSS, SCSS, Tailwind, Bootstrap all relate to one another. And we'll probably do the authentication and some to-do stuff. So probably implement authentication, copy pasta, implement to-do. And on the first module, it's where I think this course will shine. I will explain you how Vercel works, why Vercel exists in the sense of why people are using it, when to use it, when not to use it, what are serverless environments, and when to use them and not when to use them. We'll get a domain and configure and use it for our application so that we don't expose our IP addresses of our servers publicly. We'll set up the Nginx, explains what systemctl and Linux daemons are and how are we using them. And for the fourth step and the fifth step, we'll deploy our front-end and backend applications, creating our own SSL certificate and using the domain we have purchased from step 1. Now, depending on how this series will go, maybe I will go on a fifth module and talk about a little bit about microservices, and maybe we can do like a pub subsystem. And for a 6, maybe we can do some Docker and Kubernetes. We'll see. Now, as you can imagine, I will not go all the way from the start of with this programming with our variables, data structures, loops, etc. So before you take this course, I'm assuming that you guys know how to use JavaScript and Python, maybe not in the context of web development or full stack applications, but you should at least be able to write some standalone scripts that you can use. And that's it. Hope to guys see you in the next videos, and let's get started.